What's going on YouTube? Mago Cuts here, back with another video, and for today's video we're going to be going over a burst fade haircut tutorial. To begin this video, we're going to section out the top hair from the sides, then we're going to debulk the sides using our number 4 guard. Now before we start our first guideline, I'm going to set a line by the beard just to make sure that I won't go below that, as I'm going to be fading in the beard. But once I do that, I'm going to make sure to get to my first guideline, and I'm going to bald it out here using my shavers. Once I do that, I'm going to go up about an inch using no guard with my lever open. Once I'm done setting my guideline, I'm going to hit the bottom line using my no guard closed, and if necessary, you're going to use your shavers or liners to hit the bottom line to really fade it out. Now I'm going to go up about an inch using my number 1, followed by my half guard, and back to my no guard open to really get the bottom line faded out. Once I'm done fading that out, I'm gonna go up about an inch using my 1.5 guard. Once I'm done with that, I'm gonna use my number 1 guard to fade out that bottom line. And if it doesn't fade out the way you want it to, don't be afraid to use your previous guards to get that line erased. Now I'm going back to my number 4 just to make sure I debulked everything. And once I'm done debulking everything, I'm going to use my number 3, then my number 2, and then back to my 1.5. Once I'm done fading them out, I'm going to use my liners to line them up in the C-cup area. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and fade his beard. Now to fade a beard, it's the same steps for everything. So I'm going to hit it with my no guard, half guard, 1 guard, my 1.5, up to whatever guard is necessary basically. And if your client wants to debulk, then let's say he wants a number 4, then you'll fade it down to a number 4. Once I'm done fading him out, I'm going to grab my liners and line up the side of his beard. Some people do this using a headrest, but I like to do it like this. That way I can get like a straighter lining rather than having him, lean back. Next, I went ahead and brushed his hair just to kind of line him up using my scissors. I only do this because, it makes the lining look sharper, and his hair is really thin. As you can see here, I'm trying to fade it out with my shears. And let me tell you guys, man, if you guys don't have a pair of shears, or if you don't use your shears as much, I really recommend you do. As you can see here, I'm fading in the top of the hair with the sides using my shears, and the shears just really come in handy. They're not just for thinning it out as I'm doing it here. You could actually fade with them and do lots of stuff with it. What I'm doing here is I'm just fading the back. Sometimes when I do burst fades, I kind of leave like a hard line right there in this area, and just kind of try to fade it in as much as you can towards the back. I know it's going to be difficult because of the long hair in the back, but just try to get it as much as you can. I do recommend you use your shears, especially around areas like these where you don't want to cut too much into the hair. You just want to fade it in and make it look as natural as possible. That's where the shears come in handy.
Once I'm done fading that backside, I'm gonna go ahead and get my liners and just line them up around,
You know, a lot of people like to have like a shaggy look around the back, but my client here told me to, like, you know, just line them up as much as I could. So I kind of did both, lined it up underneath and a little bit on top. But like I said, it's all about preference at the end of the day. Same steps on the other side. But real quick, guys, I just wanted to say that, like, I feel like there's different types of burst fades. Like, there's not an ideal length to a burst fade or how wide it is. It's all about preference at the end of the day. If your client shows you a specific picture, then just try to do that. But my client here, he actually did show me like a picture that was like a little bit more pushed back in a way. But I recommended that he did it shorter, only because he told me that he wanted to keep the length in the back. So I told him, like, you know, if he's going for like a mullet type haircut, because he wears a lot of hats. So I just told him, you know, it's better if he keeps it, you know, shorter. That way when you wear a hat, it looks better, and then the hair, it makes it stand out more when it's a shorter burst fade, kind of like a mullet almost. Once I was done fading him out, I started lining him up. But as you can see here, I like to start off with the eyebrows. And when I'm doing eyebrows, as well as any other lining, I like to pull the skin. That way you avoid any cuts and you just get a sharper lining. Now I went ahead and reclined them. I'm gonna start lining up the bottom, guys, and when you're doing that, guys, just try to make it look as fresh and sharp as possible. It's really easy to kind of like give them like a tilted lining, so just try to check the mirror, you know, and then try to see, obviously from your point of view, you know, if it's looking fresh. A lot of times this area of the skin is really dry, so if you know your client's skin is sensitive, just go ahead and clean that up using your shavers. Thankfully though, his skin wasn't that sensitive, so I went ahead and applied some shaving gel. Then I'm gonna hit him with the hot towel right here, just to really get that skin soften up and make the shave smoother. As you can see here, those hot towels really help out a lot. It's coming off like butter, you know. I might have cut him a bit right here, but that's just my fault, to be honest. But yeah, man, highly recommend you guys use a hot towel, a warm towel for each shave. It just makes it way smoother, and it makes it a better experience for your client as well. As I'm lining him up, I'm pulling the skin once again, just to avoid any cuts. And just when you pull the skin, you just get like a sharper lining. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but you just do, honestly. But yeah, I'm pulling the skin and I'm just lining him up again. Crispy. Also, my bad if my ashy elbow gets in the way. I'm trying to get the best angles here. And lastly, he just asked me to cut a little bit from the top. So yeah, I just cut like about an inch in the front. But yeah, guys, here's the final result. Sheesh, honestly, he needed that cut. But thank y'all for watching, man. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let me know for any haircut tutorials. Thank you guys all so much. Peace.